What is up, you guys? It is Abigail Celeste. I decided to start vlogging just because, I don't know, it just seems like a lot of fun, and I usually have a lot of things going on during my day, so I decided why not just vlog. You guys enjoy this video or enjoy my channel? I know a lot of people do YouTube, but I have never done it, and honestly I think I would be great. Not to toot my own horn, but I have a bunch of story times that I could talk about. So let me know what you guys want to see on my channel, and I would definitely do that for you guys. And yeah, enjoy this video. Okay, so I guess first order of business is me getting hospitalized. This is what everyone wants to know, what everybody came for. So to start off, I'm the one that admitted myself. I signed for it and I was there for 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm the one that signed for it, so my dumbass was stuck there for 2 weeks, drugged up. Orders of the doctor. I also was diagnosed with something that I definitely do not have, but I am by no means a psychopath. Though I like to say that I was for 2 weeks because they had me on all these drugs and I was at a psych ward. So my experience there was kind of weird, especially because I had about 3 different dudes who liked me. So while I was there, I was on 2 different floors, the 3rd floor and the 2nd floor. The 3rd floor was for more extreme cases. I was on that floor because they had me on a bunch of drugs, like they were experimenting with drugs to calm me down or just to make me feel better. I essentially admitted myself for depression and anxiety, but I don't have it that bad. I only had like a few things happen to me to where I ended up getting really sad and all this stuff, but they had me on a bunch of unnecessary drugs that I did not need, that were making me very like drowsy and unable to speak. Not only not be able to speak, but like these people that I was hospitalized with also were like Looney Tunes, like loony, to where they had me honestly not knowing, 1, where I was at, and 2, not know who I was because of the drugs, and because they were like, the way that they were talking to me was very weird. So when I first got there, I was taken by an ambulance. I was strapped down, like my whole body. I was laying down strapped. They unstrapped me and then I got admitted. I was pretty much stripped down naked. I had to show my freaking ass and titties to these women nurses, thankfully, and put on these pair of scrubs. At the time, I honestly did not know where I was at because I felt like I was in prison with all these crazy people. When I got there, I was sitting pretty much in the lobby, and people were coming out their room with their ass literally out. I had ass in my face. People stunk like bad. You could smell the BO from like, they had like a whole aroma of a BO because they would not shower. They got to the point where on certain people, they were going to force them to shower because, you know, hygiene was an important thing to not only get out, but for everyone's courtesy. Like, no one wants to smell you, homeboy. Like, it smelled like BO on a lot of these floors because of these people. They would not shower. These people were like literally like nutcases. People would be like speaking to themselves, fighting themselves. Like, if you've ever seen like those memes, and I'm probably gonna put one here, this is what they look like. Fighting themselves, like looking in the mirror, fighting themselves, looking around, like literally just speaking to themselves, talking to themselves, arguing with themselves. It was crazy. Like, these people were legit like Looney Tunes. So I'm gonna talk about the 3 dudes that had a crush on me. We had a Hispanic, a black dude, and a white dude. Yeah. So I'm not sure what these people's names were. I do remember one of them just because he swore he was Michael Jackson's son. Yeah. Again, Looney Tunes. So the first guy and the third guy, I believe, had the same name. I believe their names were Josh. I could be wrong. But, so the first dude named Josh, I met him on the 3rd floor. He was like obsessed with me. He always wanted to cuddle. He would be like, oh my gosh, I wish we could cuddle right now. He even told my parents that we had a crush on each other, which I like by no means had a crush on this dude. He was not attractive. And not only that, I was not at this hospital to find me a boyfriend. I was not there for a relationship, which none of these dudes understood. None of them. Like, they were all in love with me. We would have like little therapies, and some of the times we would do like color therapy. So some of these dudes would literally color pictures for me and give them to me and put our initials, AJ forever. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? Also, while I was on this 3rd floor, there was a lot of people that I did meet that were honestly really nice. But I remember this one specific night, I was coming out of my room and the dude that had a crush on me, Josh, was making out with some girl that was roomed right next to me. And it was the most disgusting thing that I have ever seen. And then the next morning he apologized to me and was hoping that we would be all right. But it was really weird because we were by no means in a relationship. I had no crush on this dude. I never want to see him again, to be honest with you. But it was very weird. I also remember one night while we were watching a movie, because we would have movie nights, that the male tech almost got in a fight for me. They would give us snacks for movies, and while I was up getting my snacks, homeboy Josh came up and was he was just like all up in my business, like all up in my face, just like really creepy. And the tech, Lamar, if you're watching this, hey boo. I know he's not watching this, but yeah, the tech Lamar, he was defending me and I don't know what exactly Josh said to me, but I know it was something creepy. And Lamar was not having it. He was like, homeboy, like, nah, I ain't with this. I will lose my job and all this stuff. And I was shook because I was like, whoa, what is happening? I'm just trying to get my snacks and go dip and watch this movie. Also that night, I met this woman who literally, like, these people had me not knowing who I was because they would call me different names. And I was like, bro, like, who the fuck am I? Like, why are all these people talking to me? Why are all these people having a crush on me? Why are all these people calling me different names? Like, I have no clue who I am. Like, none at all. This one older woman thought, I guess, I was her granddaughter. I have no idea, but she would call me Adriani. And I was like, bro, is my name even Abigail? Is my name even Abby? Like, I am so confused right now. But luckily, I got moved from the 3rd floor to the 2nd floor, where I met a lot of my I'm not going to say my really good friends, but I met some really cool people. They made my experience so much better because these doctors, literally would just have you drugged up, and they were like what are they called? Psychiatrists. They were doctors, but like really they just put me on medication and did not do, we're not therapists, we're not like anything, like not trying to help me. They just put you on drugs and that was that. So pretty much to get the fuck out of there, you have to follow all like the rules. You gotta pretty much like be outside your room, interacting with people, going to all the meetings that you would have. We would have a bunch of therapy sessions, just random little meetings throughout the day that we would attend to get brownie points pretty much. And then we would have time for our meds, time for our dinner. But yeah, so I made it to the second floor where I met a lot of the cool ass people. Not all the crazies. So on this second floor, I also met the last two guys, Michael Jackson and Josh. And I really hope neither of them are watching this, but if you're watching this, hi. Anywho, so I met Michael Jackson. He swore his name was Michael Jackson. He swore he was the biological son of the Michael Jackson, but again, we all know why these people were in there. So yeah, I met him one day while I was eating my breakfast. He started talking to me, told me I was very pretty, all this. And honestly, I have no idea how I got all these dudes because I looked so busted. I was not allowed to have like anything, like none of the stuff that my mother brought me I could have. Like none of it. None of the stuff she brought me I could have except for like a few clothes, and I could not even have underwear. I didn't have underwear this whole time. Disgusting. But yeah, I looked busted. I couldn't have my face washed until like days later. I didn't get to have my hair and my shampoo and conditioner. Actually I had no conditioner. I only had shampoo, and I finally had gotten my mom to bring me body wash. Like they barely allowed me to have it like my last few days there. So yeah, I did not look cute at all. I looked busted. And even in my busted stages, I had all these freaking crazy dudes on me. Okay, so to continue on with the story, I met Michael Jackson one day at breakfast. He was telling me how he had a crush on Kylie Jenner and that he was speaking to her over the internet one night. He swore that she made a story post about him one night after he was commenting on her pictures. He swore it was about him, but baby boy, it was not about you. I promise you. Yeah, so we met. I was just talking to him because like, dude, what the fuck else am I gonna do? Like, whatever. He told me I was pretty, all this stuff, and he eventually later on that day wrote me a poem. He also said he was a singer-songwriter, so yeah. Anywho, so this is what the poem says, and this is after meeting me like one day.
Some say real life. Some say real love isn't hard to find. Rewinding the hands of time is what often crosses my mind. I miss being in love instead of getting pleasure without progress. If loving you was like a plug, I would prefer to be your only connect. Thanksgiving Day is coming up, where we as people give thanks for all our blessings. When I look at your beautiful smile of yours, thinking of you, the feeling covered my heart like gravy on dressing.
This was after meeting me for like a day, and I was like, Thanks. He gave it to me the next morning and was like, I wrote this thinking of you last night. And I was like, thanks. Okay, so also one night while I was listening to Drake, he swore that he knew him, because I said this was my celebrity crush after he told me his celebrity crush was Kylie Jenner. He was talking about how Drake always goes after the women that he likes, like always, and blah blah blah, and he swore he knew him. He also swore that in God's plan he said Mike go down as G-O-D, even though we all know the lyric is might go down as G-O-D because he's talking about himself. Homeboy was like, yeah, guess who he was talking about when he said might go down in G-O-D? He was talking about me. And I was like, homeboy, what? Like, Mike? Like, no, homeboy, we all know he says might. It was very, I was embarrassed for him. Yeah, so that was that with that guy. Then the next dude, the white guy named Josh, I believe his name was. I'm not really sure, don't remember, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, so this next guy was 19. He was younger than me. I don't remember how old the other two were. I know Mike was like 30. But this dude was younger than me because I remember him saying he was 19. So the day that I met him, Mike actually woke me up for dinner, which was, I was very kind of upset about. But he was like, I didn't want you to miss dinner. Blah, blah, blah. Acting like he was the staff. Yeah, that's besides the point. So Mike woke me up for dinner. And when I go talk to my friend, she's sitting at this table with this dude named Josh. He was a new admin. And so I was, nice, like, hey, I'm Abby, like, nice to meet you, like, why are you in here, all this stuff, like, all this stuff, just trying to be nice, because I know when I was first there that I was very, like, scared and didn't know what the hell was going on. My parents. So last and final story, the last guy that tried to get with me, he was at 19. Again, his name was Josh. And he fell in love with me the second that I fucking sat down next to him. After that, he was like, I am so nervous, like I've never talked to somebody so pretty, and blah blah blah. He also even asked me, like, so he was only there for like a day until I left. So yeah, only knew this dude for like 24 hours. And he even asked me if there were cheap apartments where I live, so this motherfucker could move close to me. Moral of the story is, don't go to a psych ward and try to hit on girls, and just don't go to a psych ward, period.